Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Tad Stefanak and Robert Paris, Peter Brown with the weather, and Gretchen Carey with the community calendar. Thank you for joining us. The Asian supermarket HMart will soon be selling beer, wine, and other alcohol drinks imported from Asian producers. On Monday, the Board of Selectmen voted 4-1 to approve a wine and malt liquor license for the store after some lengthy discussion. Attorney Andrew Upton, representing HMart, said a public need for the license is demonstrated by the high number of customers who have asked store employees to bring in unique alcohol selections that are hard to find in the area. Upton also said that the market for beverage selections from this part of the world has been increasing in the last few years, with a global growth rate of 176% from 2014 to 2019. Upton and General Manager Will Wood said the store is also ready to sell alcohol safely. Upton said that the chain has liquor licenses in other locations and a strong track record of selling safely. Wood said the alcohol sales will be in one cordoned off area and every employee involved will be Serve Safe certified. He also pointed out that the area designated for alcohol sales will be less than 500 square feet in a 50,000 square foot store. Excuse me. There was some opposition to the proposal, however. Brothers Kamarath and Kamara Kang, whose family owns Burlington Wine and Spirits, located in the Middlesex Plaza that shares an entrance with HMart, said the issuing of the license would hurt their business. Let's have a look.
So we're in the Middlesex Commons Plaza, shopping plaza. So again, not 30 to a minute away. You can walk there if you wanted to. But we just came here to stress that we've been in the town of Burlington for more than 20 years, family-owned business. Our mom works there, uncles, aunts, cousins. And so obviously the big concern for us is the proximity of the HMart store, especially selling beer and wine there. A lot of the products they're potentially going to be selling are things that we already sell in our store currently. So we've got more than 100 types of the soju, the sake, the makgeolli, rice wine, the different baijiu Chinese spirits as well that they mentioned as well.
In the end, the license was approved by a 4-1 vote. The Board of Selectmen voted to create 2 new subcommittees during the meeting Monday night. The proposals were for a transportation subcommittee and a diversity, equity, and inclusion subcommittee. The 2 groups were put forward by Selectman Nick Priest. Initially, he proposed that they be made up of 11 members for transportation and 9 members for DEI, including members of other boards, residents, and town employees. Selectman Bob Hogan argued that having too many people as actual voting members can make the prospect of actually having a coherent plan at the end of the process more difficult. This week, Priest came back with an updated proposal of 5 members for DEI and 8 members for transportation. Selectman Hogan said he thought 5 members for DEI was the right number, but that 8 for transportation was still too many. After some discussion, it was decided that the Board of Selectmen member would be a liaison to the subcommittee and not a voting member. The board voted to create both subcommittees. According to background material provided by Priest, the Transportation Subcommittee's mission statement is to lead the development of integrated, efficient transportation systems through the creation of sustainable policies and regulations that support the town of Burlington's strategic efforts as it relates to economic and social development. The Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Subcommittee's mission statement is in alignment with the Select Board's mission statement. It is in the mission of this subcommittee to strive to recognize and celebrate the diversity of our community while ensuring that all people, regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, education, disability, age, sexual orientation, or gender identity, and socioeconomic status are respected and valued because our differences do not divide us, but rather strengthen us. The annual Battle of the Badges Blood Drive, a friendly competition between the Burlington Police and Fire Departments to see who can bring in more donors, was completely booked this year during a time when the Red Cross desperately needs donations. BNEWS Director Rich Hosford went to check it out and has this report.
This past Wednesday, people rolled up their sleeves to give a donation of life in the name of either the Burlington Police Department or the Burlington Fire Department for this year's Battle of the Badges Blood Drive held at the Hilton Garden Inn. The annual event is a way to let a friendly rivalry between the two departments inspire residents to make much-needed donations to the American Red Cross.
Well, this is an annual occurrence. We do this annually with the fire and the police, and it's a friendly competition to see who can recruit the most donors and who comes out with the trophy at the end of the day.
So back in 2018, we were approached by the Red Cross, and they said, hey, as every summer we have an urgent need for blood. And as a way to promote blood drives, we like to have these competitions between the police and fire. So myself and Chief Patterson got involved, and we said that would be great. And of course, the Burlington Police like to win, and it's been very successful every year that we've done it since 2018.
The Red Cross is normally in need of donations during the summer, but this year it is especially seeking donors because after a year of no elective surgeries and people mostly being at home, the reopening of society is causing a shortage.
We are in urgent need of all types of blood products. We're in an appeal right now, and we're just trying to get as many donors out safely to collect as many units as we possibly can. The people are out roaming around and having a good time, and summer's back, and last year at this time it was a lot different because there were no elective surgeries and people kind of cooped up in the house.
Finally, the Battle of the Badges blood drive was fortunately fully booked, something the organizers were grateful to see.
We've been so grateful that the donors are coming out in droves because they know that there's a national appeal and that we need the community. The community needs the blood for all our patients that in our hospitals that could really use the help at this time. We are low, so not every surgery can go through at this time. So again, we're very grateful that we're here today at the Hilton Garden Inn to have this friendly competition blood drive.
I'm ecstatic. We always do very well, and it's always nice to see it fully booked, even days in advance. So it's been a great turnout, and we've had a lot of donors coming through. It's been excellent.
In the end, the Burlington Police Department beat out the Burlington Fire Department in terms of donations, but the real winners are everyone in need of blood donations. From the Hilton Garden Inn, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
The Burlington Police Department will soon have a second pet chip reader thanks to the generosity of a pet-loving resident. Wendy Delmonico, owner of Better Way Petting Sitting Services, donated the reader at Monday night's Board of Selectmen meeting. This is the second such donation she has made this year. Delmonico said she was inspired to donate the original chip reader after a lost husky was found wandering on Cambridge Street last April. A friend of hers was able to get the dog into a car, and Delmonico met them at the police department, but she then discovered that the police didn't have a reader at dispatch and the animal control officer wasn't on duty. Delmonico said she decided to purchase a chip scanner for the department in case future lost dogs were found and brought in. She made a post to a resident network on Facebook, and soon people were offering donations to help. After a short period, she ended up with $1,700 to buy a $400 scanner. Now she has to decide what to do with the extra money. She decided to hold a chip clinic with the extra funds that was held in June. Due to some no-shows and some people arriving with rescue animals that were already chipped and they didn't know it, she ended up still having extra funds, roughly $400. Lieutenant Hannafin suggested a second scanner would be useful so the department could have one at dispatch and one in the command car, which is what she did. Members of the board said they were grateful. Here's Selectman Nick Priest.
I think I said last time you were here, Wendy, this shows the resolve of the community when there's, a need that needs filling. And so thank you for spearheading it. And thank you to the people of Burlington who over-donated. Yeah, I mean, truly. And, allowed us to have not one but two scanners and an event. So just wonderful. And I mean, I'm absolutely in favor of this.
The Board of Selectmen recently approved a proclamation for Burlington DPW Appreciation Week during the week of July 26th. The new Parks and Recreation Maintenance Facility at 10 Meadow Road is ready for its official unveiling, and to kick off DPW Appreciation Week, a ribbon-cutting ceremony will be held Monday, July 26th at 9 a.m. The following Saturday, July 31st, the DPW will host an open house of the new facility for those interested. The old DPW facility behind Kohl's has been torn down, and construction of a new facility is moving forward on the site. Employees from the old facility will be working in temporary space at the new building. Chair Jim Tigas commented on the state of the old building, saying it was in horrible shape and he was glad town employees would get new accommodations. DPW Director Sanchez noted that Burlington's DPW Appreciation Week is separate from National DPW Appreciation Week, which takes place in May. The board voted 5-0 in favor of the Burlington DPW Appreciation Week proclamation. All are welcome to tour the new Parks and Recreation Maintenance Facility at 10 Meadow Road, Saturday, July 31st. The Burlington Community Garden has been providing the People Helping People food pantry with fresh fruits and vegetables. Thanks to a grant from Arnold Organic Bread and working with the Burlington Garden Club, the community garden is being accompanied by a pollination meadow. BNEWS reporter Tad Stefanak has this report.
The Burlington Community Garden, which provides for the People Helping People food pantry, has earned some seed money, no pun intended, from a grant awarded by Arnold Organic Bread.
The Meadow grant was written up by Peter Capola, our master gardener here in Burlington. He's been very active with our vegetable garden, and he put in for this Arnold Organic grant for $5,000.
We took the shot and submitted the proposal, and we're fortunate enough to win.
The grant is to help us make improvements and enlarge our garden, and we now have this beautiful meadow here to help with the pollination, because hopefully the flowers will attract bees and so forth and help pollinate our plants.
This spring, the Garden Club was looking for some Earth Day projects. So we reached out to Peter, who's one of our members, and he's very involved in the community garden. And he mentioned the idea about the meadow. And the Garden Club made a real commitment this year to native plants. So it was definitely a symbiotic relationship, so to speak. We had an empty plot of land that was in need of some wildflowers and natives. And we had members who were ready and willing to dig in and do some work.
It's a great opportunity for us to expand our garden, not just to get the pollinate meadow in, which will benefit all of the garden complex, but also to create more growing space for vegetables, which we desperately need.
Well, the first bed we planted with specimen plants, so that we grouped different plants all together so they would make, a nice show for people to come by. And the other beds, we plan to do that as more of a traditional meadow. We'll plant seeds come fall of all the plants that are here in the specimen garden.
We also took the opportunity to create a berry patch with the grapevines and the blueberries, and maybe we'll bring in some other types of berries in the future. And also, depending on how much of the space we can clear in the back of the garden, get some apple trees in.
It's an educational opportunity for the town being here on school property. We want to let people know, what are these plants? Why are they native?
Adding to the educational aspect, Burlington Science Center Director Wendy Pavlicek joined the effort, adding pollination plants to the Burlington Public Schools adjacent garden.
Going forward, we hope to have our members help with general maintenance of the garden, as well as creating some signage and more educational information to go along with it.
From the Burlington Community Garden, I'm BNews reporter Tad Stefanak.
The Burlington Parks and Recreation Gymnastics program gives a chance for newcomers to try out the sport during the summer. BNews reporter Robert Paris went to check out the program and has this look.
Hey everyone, I'm BNews reporter Robert Paris. We're here at the Burlington High School gymnastics room where the recreational gymnastics is here, and we're going to check it out and see how everybody's doing, and check it out with Jordan Marino as well, so stay tuned. Summer gymnastics are in full swing at Burlington High School.
This has been an ongoing program since the infancy, since the very beginning of Burlington Gymnastics. It started in the mid-'70s. Rick Hayes, who the gym was named after, he started this program through the recreation department, and it's a very full circle program. It raises interest. It's a very affordable way for kids to be introduced to gymnastics. Safe, fun, and it's during the summer, so everyone could participate all day.
Marino and his staff members are glad to be teaching the sport to the next generation of young adolescents.
Essentially, most of the staff, including myself, were participants in this program at one point, either in elementary school or in middle school. And it's kind of like a rite of passage in Burlington where you become a volunteer for the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department. It's a great way to learn responsibility and kind of work your way into a program. You find your niche as a volunteer. And then once you get attached to a program, you become part of it. And then the goal is, I want to be a staff member in that program.
The program gives participants a chance to learn about the basics of gymnastics.
A lot of these kids that come in through this program have not done gymnastics. And so we offer a very introductory level of gymnastics. They learn the names of the equipment. For the boys, it's floor, pommel horse, P-bars, vault, and rings. For the girls, it's floor, beam, vault, and uneven bars.
Marino is continuing the legacy of Burlington Gymnastics for many years to come.
I love how kids come here and they don't just learn about gymnastics, but they learn about family, community, working with a team, supporting other kids. And, you know, especially after COVID, it's been so nice to see kids pick up right where they left off, that they didn't seem to miss a beat. And the kindness that everyone shows each other and just good old-fashioned fun is just exactly what I wanted for this camp.
It's a very rewarding thing to have been here for as long as I have, and see and work with staff members who were once the little ones running around the gym. And so I look forward to making those connections. And they don't happen in one summer, they don't happen in 1 week or one day. They happen over the course of time. And that's my favorite part about this program. And it shows the course of time and that feedback and that constant give back to the community.
All right, that was a fun time we had here at the gymnastics room down at Burlington High School. I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly, and we'll see you next time.
After a year of negotiations, the town of Burlington and Comcast have reached an agreement for the cable provider's license to operate in town. It's a renewal. Budget Director, Chief Procurement Officer Whitney Haskell, and Special Cable Counsel William Solomon updated the Board of Selectmen on the agreement during the June 28th meeting. Whitney Haskell said the license agreement is for 10 years and includes a provision that 5% of all annual revenue goes to the town for public, education, and government programming, better known as PEG. The town's designated provider of this programming is BCAT. It also includes $315,000 in capital payments that will be paid over 10 years for infrastructure and equipment upgrades. This figure is $55,000 increase over previous agreements. The agreement also has a requirement that Comcast upgrade the town's 3 PEG channels from standard definition to serial digital interface. The deal also includes a discount for seniors who meet certain economic conditions. Attorney Solomon said any senior who qualifies for supplemental Social Security, Medicaid or Mass Health, Mass Fuel Assistance, or property tax elderly asset and income abatement qualify for the discount. There was also a separate INET agreement, something in previous contracts had been part of the license agreement. The INET agreement is for maintenance of the fiber network installed by Comcast in 1997. Haskell explained in an email to us, we negotiated them up from 5 years to 10 and negotiated the cost down from $10,000 per year to $7,000. We also added protections regarding the end of useful life, so Comcast could not decide that the system had reached the end of useful life and ceased to maintain it, leaving the town without a functioning fiber network. In the latest Society and Community segment, Burlington resident Adi Dash, who is entering high school this fall, is once again offering free math tutoring sessions for students struggling with the subject. He also is soliciting donations for the Indian Red Cross Society, which is supplying much-needed supplies to Indian hospitals during a spike in COVID cases in the country. Let's have a look.
Adi Dash, a Burlington resident who will be entering the 9th grade this fall, is for the 2nd year in a row dedicating time during a summer break to help younger students struggling with math. He launched Math for Equality, a program where he offers free virtual tutoring sessions. Adi says he first started the lessons during the pandemic because he heard some students were struggling to learn and he wanted to help. It was also during the Black Lives Matter movement, and he raised funds for a charity that supports the voices of African American men and boys and brought in roughly $1,000. Adi says he enjoys helping people and enjoys math, so the setup is a perfect fit for him.
I've always liked math. I've always liked doing math, and I feel like the hardest part about math is just getting into it and starting to do it. I think that once you get it with like practice, then I feel like it gets easier to learn. And so I think that it's definitely one of the most useful skills you need in your life. And so I just wanted to, I thought math was like one of the most important things that I could teach pretty well to younger kids and get their passion, like instill the passion in math.
And he says he is enjoying the sessions with the younger students and likes seeing them make progress and become more enthusiastic about their math skills.
They've actually been pretty fun. So last year, one of my students, right, he wanted to start teaching, like, he was really passionate about math, he was excited, and so he started teaching his younger neighbor next door. And so I thought that was really nice to see, that I could make an outreach in the community. And also, just today, I had a lesson with a younger student, and it was the end of the lesson, and his mom came in, and she said, well, isn't your lesson over? And so he said, no, let's do one more problem. And so I just thought that seeing that passion in math really put a smile on my face.
This year, he is raising funds for the Indian Red Cross Society, an organization that helps supply medicine and medical supplies to hospitals in India, a service desperately needed due to the high number of COVID-19 cases in the country.
It helps hospitals with their equipment, and because there's a lack of equipment and oxygen in hospitals, and so it helps out with that. And it also helps families like pay for different medical needs that they have. I'm of Indian descent, and so my family lives in India, and so I've heard from them about all the horrible things that are going on there because of COVID. And so the Delta variant started spreading there, and it's made India it's been done pretty terrible things. And so I just wanted to try and help out, especially with my family, because some members of my family got sick, and I just don't want anyone to go through the pain that they did. And so I just wanted to collect donations, and even like a few dollars can help anyone in India.
You can find a link to the fundraiser in the video description, along with an email you can use to contact Audie to sign a student up for a tutoring session. From the Burlington Public Library, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Holsford.
In the latest Town Government 101, Town Clerk Amy Warfield goes over a few of the multiple ways residents can stay informed of municipal news. Let's see what she has to say.
Hi, this is Amy Warfield. I'm your Burlington Town Clerk. I'm here today to talk about ways that you can communicate with the town or get information back from the town. One of the basic ways we have is that we do have a code red reverse 911 system. Now, you may not be aware of the system, or you may have gotten some sporadic calls from them. And so what you need to do with the system is make sure that you go on and sign in under your information. To do that, the easiest way is to go to the town website and to look up for residents and the code red area and sign up. Now, we have uploaded all of the basic phone numbers, but if your phone number has changed, if you no longer have a landline, or if you'd like to customize how you get these messages, you need to go in there yourself and set that up. You do have the ability to set up whether you want to receive these messages on your home phone, a cell phone, even receive them by email or by text. If you're not familiar with what you've logged in before, you can try an email that you have, or you can set up a new account there. The second way that you can go in and find out information about the town is to go to the town's website. Right on the front page, there is at the top header, there will be a weekly alert banner. That weekly alert banner has information that is prevalent and relative to what's going on that week. You'll find things like water restrictions, or for instance with the heat, a heat and cooling center opening. There's also places there for you to find out information about things such as parking bans, or what our current water restrictions are in terms of during the summer months. The third way that you can go on and find out information is most certainly you can call the town hall. The basic town hall number is 781-270-1600. And there's a phone tree there that will take you to whatever department you want to contact. If you'd like to look it up yourself, again, if you go to the town website at burlington.org and do a search from the search button at the top for staff directory. Inside that staff directory, you are able to find all the town departments and any person that is in a particular department, which might help you then figure out who you need to speak to exactly. There are many ways that you can keep in touch and keep informed in Burlington, and I hope you take some time to look up these ones, and if you have any questions, always feel free to give the office a call at 781-270-1660.
We go now to BNews weatherman Peter Brown for this week's forecast. We'll also check out the community calendar with Gretchen Carey to see what's happening in Burlington. And we'll also have the latest social media minute to see what Miss Burlington has been up to. Let's take a look.
Well, hello everyone, this is Peter Brown with Picture Weather for the next 7 days. Here we are heading into the middle of July, and we are going to continue to see looks like what are going to be a little bit below average temperatures. That big time heat that we had back at the end of June is long gone, and it doesn't look like it's on its way back anytime soon. Starting out our period on Friday, we're supposed to be seeing temperatures at this time of the year in the mid to upper 80s, and it's going to pretty much hold true for that. It's going to be around 90 on Friday. Pretty humid out there, so a definite summertime feel to the air, but thereafter the temperatures go back down into the low 80s, maybe only the high 70s, so we're going to be below average again for most of next week. And as we round out the period getting towards Thursday, again, our average highs at this time of the year, mid to upper 80s, and we're actually going to see the chance of maybe the sun peeking out more by the time we get to the end of the period, and temperatures in the upper 70s to around 80. So pretty nice out there, but again, none of that summertime heat heading for us. And as you can notice, this is about the highest the temperatures get at this time of the year. Really, after the third week of July, the temperatures start their long slide down to their minimums in the middle of January. But of course, we're not even going to talk about that. We're a long ways away from winter. Our days are getting shorter, and they're actually getting noticeably shorter now as we head in towards the second and third weeks of July. But as we go ahead, let's take a look at the Climate Prediction Center is calling for us in terms of temperatures and precipitation here in the Burlington area for the next 7 days or so. Looking at our temperature map again, looks like this is pretty much on course for what I'm seeing right now from the Climate Prediction Center. Looks like our temperature is going to be pretty average, and that's of course averaging out the hot day on Friday and then the cooler days for the rest of the week. So that pretty much looks like it's going to hold true. Now, looking at our precipitation chances, the Climate Prediction Center is calling for us to have at or slightly below average precipitation. I'm not really seeing that, and in fact, we actually saw a similar forecast to this a couple of weeks ago, and then we ended up getting a direct hit from a tropical storm, and we got all kinds of flooding rain here in the Burlington area. So I'm a little bit wary of that. I think we're going to see probably average or maybe above average precipitation again, as we do see the chance of showers and heavy thunderstorms for most of next week. So as we go ahead, let's take a look at that 7 days of weather coming up. And again, starting out our period on Friday, again, the entire stretch of the weekend looks like we have a chance of showers and thunderstorms every day. Friday, not so much, and temperatures getting way up to near 90 and very humid out there. But as we get in towards Saturday and Sunday towards your weekend, looks like we're going to have the chance of some heavier showers and thunderstorms, and these could drop a quick 1/2 to 1 inch of rain again. So heavy rain is going to be around again this weekend. As we start out our work week, looks like that chance of showers stays with us right through Wednesday again. Chance of some heavy downpours here and there again, so we may be picking up another couple of inches of rain the next week or so. And as we get towards the end of the period on Thursday, it looks like the sun is finally going to break out for a little while at least. Temperature is going to be pleasant in the upper 70s to around 80, and thereafter it looks like we have the chance of heavy rain moving back into the Burlington area again as we go into the next week. So everyone, get out there, keep the umbrellas handy, have a great week, and enjoy the weather.
Hey friends, I'm Gabrielle, also known as Miss Burlington MA. I'm here to share with you my posts and pictures from my own social media account and showcase the amazing businesses and things to do in and around Burlington. Raffi has been a longtime Burlington resident and a phenomenal limousine driver for over 34 years now and is not slowing down anytime soon. Whether you need a ride to the airport, a big event, or just want to experience a fun night on the town, Raffi will get you there and back safely and in style. Raffi is an incredible entrepreneur who so evidently loves what he does and makes each customer feel like royalty.
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey and this is your community calendar. Ready, set, create. On Tuesday, July 20th at 6:30 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having an event with artist Monday Kazoom called Wire Art. Grades 3 through 5 are welcome. Pre-registration is required for this event. To register, go to burlingtonpubliclibrary.org. Grab the kids and gear up for some music. On Wednesday, July 21st, the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department is having a children's performance on the town common with Tom T-Bone Stankus. Everyone is welcome and the event is free. For more info, go to burlingtonrecreation.org. Under the Sea. On Friday, July 23rd and Saturday, July 24th, Little Mermaid Jr. at the Fogelberg Auditorium. For showtimes and tickets, go to burlingtontheater.com/best. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your community calendar.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week, photo shows the Circle of Life in progress. It was sent in by Wendy Geist and family and shows a wasp on a hummingbird feeder with either a caterpillar or a plant bud in its mouth. I'm pretty sure wasps are carnivorous and not vegan, so in any event, the stinging flying insect is having his way. Thanks for the photo, Wendy. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of your summer activities, a family trip, photos of your friends, or just everyday moments, whatever you think is interesting and want to share. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. That's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with Rich Hostford, Tad Stefanak, Robert Paris, Peter Brown, Gretchen Carey. Thank you for joining us.